Okay, so we're up. Okay, so when was the last video I did? What day is it today? Today's Sunday. Didn't do one yesterday. I may have done one Friday, but I'm not sure. No, I wouldn't have done one Friday. Thursday would have been the last one I would have done, if not Wednesday. So it's been a few days. So it's been an eventful few days at that. So, okay, what order did it go in? So I went to training, and I saw the coach that I do lots of one-on-ones with and stuff like that. And I was speaking to him, and he said he's got two guys fighting for 2 belts here in Patong Stadium on Thursday night, and he needed some help with making sure they were ready and basically just going there with them because he was reffing, so he wasn't going to be able to do much stuff with them like behind the scenes. So he asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, "What? Come to a fight for free with 2 guys who are both fighting that night and are fighting for belts?" Yeah, sure. They're both Americans from New York. So I went there with them, and we were backstage. So I was with the other coach, the second coach, called Rossi. First one's called Moo. So my main coach is called Moo. The other one's called Rossi, or Rossi. That's what people call him. So yeah, we went to go do that, which was really fun. Got there, we were in the back the whole time, just warming up, getting them ready to fight, getting their hand wraps on and everything. Rossi was doing that. I was mainly just doing some light pad work with them, making sure they're ready to go in. Nothing that they're drained, but just so that they're warm, they're loose. They know that they're feeling accurate and sharp. One of them was 21, my age, but he's been training since he was 16. So he's got a good 5 years under his belt, so he was good. And then the other guy who's 24, he's fighting as well. And I have to admit, they were both really good fights. I think the first guy who's 21, he won in the first round KO, and then the second guy won on a second round KO, and it was barely into the second round, 10 seconds in. So they both won their fights. I got to go into the ring and put the belt on the guy who won the main fight of the night, the 24-year-old guy from New York. So I got to put the belt on him. That was pretty cool. Then after that, Moo and Rossi both had work in the morning, obviously. So we all went out to Bangla in Patong, which is the party road, the road with all the clubs and stuff on it. We went there, and that was pretty insane. Went to loads of different bars and stuff. We were just getting in, a bit drunk. Then by the end of that, somehow I managed to lose my card. So me being drunk and forgetting that the people I'm with don't have my number, don't have my contacts at all. I've only just met them that night. So I go, safe guys, peace. I've left my card. I think I left it at the last place you're at. I'm gonna go look for it. So I went to go look for it, couldn't find it, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have to go back and meet them. Then I realised, oh shit, where are they? Because I couldn't even remember where I'd left them off. So that was chaotic. Then in the end, this is where my stupidity comes in at its best. I mean, you guys are gonna love this, because this is just me being so dumb. It's unbelievable. So I was walking back, and I was gonna get obviously I didn't have my card on me, but I was just gonna order myself a Grab, like a taxi back on an app, so I didn't have to pay in cash, because I also had no cash on me. The reason I was looking for my card was because I'd gone somewhere to go get cash out, and I didn't have the ATM didn't work, and I can't remember exactly, because I have to admit I was heavily intoxicated by this point. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh god damn it, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where I'm going. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. We'll have a bit of fun with it. So after that, I was like, okay, I'll get a Grab taxi back. But then I was like, I don't have my card. How am I going to pay for it? This is me being stupid, because I could have easily paid for it, just do online stuff, and it would have been fine. Then I was so drunk, I ended up calling my dad, and I think I was saying to him, I need you to help me sort out the taxi. And then I realised the taxi didn't pay in card, but at this point, I was already in a tuk-tuk on the way back, and I was like, wait, shit, I've got no cash, I've not got my card with me, and this guy doesn't take bank transfer. So I was like, shit, I'm going to get back, and I'm not going to be able to pay him. So I got back to my accommodation, and I was like, shit, right, okay, please wait here 1 second. I'm going to go inside and see if I can find someone like Sean or someone who may have had some cash on them, and see if he could pay for me, and then I could send him some money. Nope, there was no one awake. This is at like 3:30 in the morning. There's literally no one there on a Thursday night. So I'm thinking, I'm dreading it, and I'm standing by the gate of our entrance thinking, fuck, do I go back out there? Do I go back out there? And obviously I did, because I felt bad. You can't just get a taxi ride and leave it. The guy will probably end up calling the police, and you'll just get done for it. So I went back out, and I said to him, I was like, I don't have any money. No one's awake. I can't pay you right now. So then he said, he was very understanding, and he said, okay, can you meet here tomorrow? And obviously I was still drunk, so I didn't really realise, thinking that I'm going to be in the same predicament tomorrow no matter what. So then I said, right, shit, okay, yeah, no problem. So then he took a photo of my ID, he took a video of me and him, and he was saying, meet here tomorrow, and on the video I go, yes, meet here tomorrow at 5. So that's what we were going to do. Then I woke up the next day, and when I woke up I remembered all of this, and I was like, oh shit. So I started looking through all my stuff, trying to find my card. Still can't find it. Wasn't like in a random pocket I'd put somewhere. So I completely lost that. I had no idea what I did with that. And then in the end, that day, he messaged me saying, hi, can I come and get the money? And I had to tell him, I still don't have any money. I have no way of getting any money. And then I spoke to my dad, and I said to him, can you send some money? Well, I think it's his idea, to be fair. Send some money to the Western Union at the big mall near I am, about 5-10 minutes drive. And I'll go pick up from there. So I said to the taxi guy, I was like, would it be okay if I pay you tomorrow? And he said, okay, you can pay me tomorrow. Because the taxi, I think, was like 800 baht, which is quite a lot, but Patong's a little way away. But it was more than it should have been. But then I couldn't pay. Then I couldn't pay the next day. So he said, fine, but if you pay tomorrow, you have to pay 2,000, which is a lot. It's like 40 quid for what should have been about a 15 quid taxi. So that was a whole mare. At one point, he thought I was trying to like leave and scam him. And he said he was going to call the police, which was obviously extremely scary, especially in a country that you don't know. Then I went down to the people who run our accommodation, and I called him, and I got them to like speak for me as well, and like let him know that I wasn't going anywhere. I'm here for like another month at least. You know, I will be here. I will be able to get the money. So long story short, I got drunk, lost my card, had no cash, and ended up having to get a taxi back that I couldn't pay for. Almost ended up not being able to pay for the taxi at all, having the police called on me, and then probably being arrested for not being able to pay a £15 taxi. Then, after that, I had to make my way all the way to Floresta Mall, get the cash out from there, make my way back here, and then I met him here yesterday at about 2, and I paid him, and I said I was very sorry, because obviously, in all fairness, it was completely my fault from the start, and then secondly, it was also my fault for making commitments and promises to him that I didn't realise. Well, if I'd thought about it and I wasn't drunk, I probably would have realised then, but I didn't. And I only realised way after the fact that I wasn't going to be able to help, like, sort it out. Luckily, everything in the end was sorted out. He was a very nice guy. He was very understanding. He even said when I gave him the money back, he was like, next time, if you need taxi from Patong, you pay up front. And I laughed and had a bit of a joke with him about it afterwards, and I said it's all good. Because he got his money his end, and probably way more than he would have normally got. So, understandable. And although on one hand I was a bit like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm paying 40 quid for a £15 taxi, at the same time I was it was completely my fault, so I don't really have any leg to stand on. If I just had my money on me, I had my card on me, I wouldn't have had to pay any more at all. So that is my fault. But yeah, no, other than that, if that hadn't have happened, the taxi stuff, and having lost my card, this probably would have been the best week I've had here, because just going to the fight and being like backstage with the fighters and all that kind of stuff, and like getting them ready and then getting to put the belt on and all that kind of stuff, it was extremely fun. Like it's hard to think of anything that would truly be as like undeniably as fun as that. Like I don't think there's anything that would be as fun as that. And then going out with them afterwards. And these guys, I'd only met these guys that night. It was the 21-year-old, the 24-year-old, the 24-year-old's 20-year-old younger brother, and then some girl who they'd like met whilst they were out here or something along those lines. But yeah, no, it was crazy fun, to be fair. Crazy fun. Ended up going a little too overboard in the end, but still, all well and good. Everyone's happy and safe, and everyone had a good time. So no harm, no foul, I guess. But obviously I'm gonna have to keep a bit of a head on. And then now, obviously, because I've not got a card and I've reordered one to the UK, and then my dad's gonna post it out here. I'm out here with no card, no cash for like another week. So I'm just getting my dad to send money to the Western Union. I send money to him, and then I go there and pick it up, which is a bit of a ball ache and ends up costing me either about 600 baht in taxi or like 100 in like fuel, pretty much. So it's a bit of a ball ache, admittedly, but in the end, it's not the end of the world, you know what I mean? Like, could have been much worse. But it did give me a bit of a reality check of it is surprisingly different and hard to function at a reasonable rate in a different country. Because let's say I didn't have family at home that were willing to help, and someone was just like me without any friends out here and without any friends that could really help from the UK, like at a moment's notice, like family can. Like if someone else is in my position, they could have been locked up and put in jail overnight purely for a taxi issue because they wouldn't have had anyone else to help them resolve it. Like it gave me a bit of a reality check of, unfortunately, why you actually kind of do need friends, which is well, no, I'm saying this in a bit of a weird way. I obviously have friends, but I don't have anyone out here with me, you know. Like, it gives you a bit of a reality check of like the dangers of being out alone. Obviously, normally, every day to day, it's a breeze. It's easy. It's like being at home. There's no issue. Like there's literally no issues possible. But then one little error, one little mistake, or one little problem can then just explode massively into something that is way bigger, purely just because there's no one there to help you out when you need it. Which is a bit of a splash in the face, like, you know what I mean? A bit of a wake up call, to be fair. Because I'd got very comfortable here already. I've been here for 2.5 months, almost 3 months now. And it's a bit of a well, not 2.5, like 2 and a little bit. But I mean, no, it's a bit of a shock, mate. Bit of a shock to the system. But as I said, no harm, no foul. Everyone's good. I've now learned from experiences, and next time I know: 1, don't lose your card. 2, have backups. 3, always have spare bits of cash on you if need be. You know, little things that you think aren't that important, but when it comes down to the sudden spontaneous issues, can be quite serious. But other than that, the last few days have been great. I've had loads of fun, and then hopefully, luckily I've paid for my stuff. I've got everything paid for like the next like month, so I don't really need cash, other than if I'm going out for food or if I'm going out to buy something like just like food and drinks on the street, or going out like partying kind of thing. They're the only things I really need cash for, so I'm not too worried about that, to be fair. But yeah, so yeah, it's a bit of a wobbly week, we'll say. Very good, very fun week, but also at times need to know when to just calm it down a little bit. But other than that, great week. Nothing to worry about, nothing to stress about. We're all good. Just waiting on the car to arrive here in probably like a week, a bit, something like that, and then we're all good. Thank God, mate. Thank God. Right. Anyway, peace. I'll probably give you an update in the next like day, or maybe even later today.